Hello! So today we are reviewing Captain America the Winter Soldier. Captain America the Winter Soldier is a story of Steve Rogers now wanting to get used to the real world, the future world, sort of trying to learn things there. But then the Soviet agent known as the Winter Soldier gets in his way. So this time this is directed by Anthony Russo and Joe Russo. I'm not sure if I haven't read up probably if they're brothers or whatever, but they have really only done TV before. This is the first sort of thing they've probably directed. They directed like Community and all the other things, but they are also going to be directing Captain America 3 now. The writers are Christopher Marcus and Stephen McFeely, who wrote the first Captain America, the first Avenger, and also wrote Thor: The Dark World. And this time we have starring in the film is Chris Evans again as Captain America, Steve Rogers, Scarlett Johansson as Natasha Romanoff and as Black Widow as well, Sebastian Stan as Winter Soldier. Then we have Kobe Smulders as Maria Hill. We also have Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury, and then Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson the Falcon, and Robert Redford as Alexander Pierce. Yep, really professional with the computer there. So, yeah, we are going to speak about Captain America, the Winter Soldier. So, you hadn't seen the first one, had you, Steve?
No, I haven't.
But we will watch it at some point. We're going to watch it today. I hadn't seen it. I wasn't the biggest fan of the first one. I liked moments of it, but it was like how I was with Thor. It was just them introducing and not really properly knowing what they were doing, but it was still fun at moments, the first one. But it's pointless of saying about that. But if you haven't seen the first one, this one pretty much does talk about things from the first one and recaps you a little bit. You sort of understood
and I think
with recap moments, didn't you?
Kind of know who Captain America is, and you've seen the Avengers or Avengers Assemble, then you can kind of get the gist of his whole story.
Yeah, in a way, this is pretty much a sequel to Avengers Assemble, just like Thor: The Dark World and Iron Man 3 were. So, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, I enjoyed this a whole lot more than the first film. Did you like it, Steve?
Yeah, I enjoyed it very much. It was quite tense pretty much throughout the film. A lot of great fight scenes. The whole story was great, touching a bit into some, I would say, recent things that have happened in the world. Not going to go too much into that.
Yeah. No spoilers here today. We'll not be doing any spoilers.
Yeah, it's just great story, great, a lot of great things. Nice characters, kind of being in the film that you wouldn't necessarily expect.
Yeah, I really liked it. It's just, it felt a lot different than other Marvel films. It started and I was just like, this doesn't feel like a Marvel film at first. It went a lot darker. The first action fight scene just feels like something from a complete different film. It's choreographed really well. It's filmed really well. Feels like it's in a spy thriller action film, but it's in this great superhero film. There is the shaky cam of the whole fight scenes, but there is also really, really great choreographed fight scenes. Like, you can tell what's going on. When I think back to The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug, that had shaky cam in there and fight scenes where you didn't know who was fighting who. But in here, it's shaky cam, but it's shaky cam that works, and you can tell who's fighting who, and you can actually tell, okay, he's just hit this guy, and then he's hit this guy. But with other films like that, it's like, who's fighting who and things. This time, they just choreographed everything really well. Black Widow is great. Well, Natasha Romanoff, Scarlett Johansson is just great in this again. She brings the charisma and the great chemistry between her and Steve Rogers, Chris Evans. There's just a really great chemistry there with them and things. And it's got its great comedy moments again, like very subtle comedy moments and things, but it's really nice comedy that all the Marvel films have had. They always get really great writers on these Marvel films that just know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They do references that other people can understand, and like really tiny little references. But if you're a big film fan or whatever, you could be like, yep, I get that reference. That's also what I just pretty much quoted Captain America's line in Avengers Assemble when they're all sat around the table and he says something. He's like,
I get that reference.
I got that reference. And it's like, it's funny. It's just Anthony Mackie as well as the Falcon was just awesome. It was a really awesome like introduction to this character. I can't wait to see what more they do with him. I'm not even letting you speak right now, Steve. I'm very sorry, but you agree with that as well.
Yeah.
That the Falcon is an awesome character.
Yeah.
That just Anthony Mackie, I think he's been in some very hit and miss films. Pain and Gain last year that I did not enjoy, but he's also been in some really great films, and he does shine with his character here and makes the Falcon work. And he's the one that brings some comedy to this as well. Samuel Jackson as well is great as Nick Fury, but he's never not great as Nick Fury. There's a really awesome scene in here that I'm not going to get into, but it's a really great action scene in here that he is involved in. Robert Redford, I really, really liked him as Alexander Pierce.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to go into things there, but Robert Redford is always great in most things he's done. Like All Is Lost, he was really great in that. Actually, I think he works here with his character, and you believe everything here. It's just if these are the Phase 2 Marvel films, is it Phase 2 we're in now? Because Phase 1 was where it led up to Avengers, and then Phase 2 is all these other films that are going to lead up to Avengers 2, and I'm really enjoying Phase 2 so far that has been Thor the Dark World, Iron Man 3, and now this. Phase 2 seems like it's going to be something where they're going a bit more serious, but they're still making these really appeal to everyone that's loved them before, and I'm going to be honest, this is one of my favourite Marvel films now. For me, at the moment, it goes Avengers Assemble, or The Avengers, Iron Man, and then this. Yeah, it's just Captain America, The Winter Soldier felt like something very different to me. It felt like a really great action film with really great fights, and sort of just a really, really great, and just was really well done. You could tell that these people that directed it and wrote it were fans of films and wanted to give something great to the audience. Sorry,
I can remember there was one negative thing that you brought up earlier. We wanted to talk about that. The fact that the film is called Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I'm not going to go too much in that. The Winter Soldier character, Sebastian. Is it Sebastian? Yeah. Is it right? Am I saying it right? Sebastian Stan is really great as the Winter Soldier. He's dark and serious, and I think in a way you fear him because all you're seeing is there's a black mask here, and all you're seeing is eyes, and you're seeing right into them. But I feel at points there's some scenes where he just disappeared for a bit of the film, and I was like, this is cool, Captain America, the Winter Soldier, but he's not here that much. But he's still in a lot of the film. I'm not spoiling anything there. He's still in a lot of the film, but I feel like at moments he was underused, and it's just a shame when films are called things and they're a bit underused, like The Muppets Most Wanted. The Muppets are underused in that. Yeah, so when films underuse things, it lets me down a little bit. But still, Captain America, Winter Soldier, we did both enjoy it, and I thought it was an awesome film, a really great action, a really great superhero film. Chris Evans is great as Captain America. I've heard after this, when his contract has finished, I think there's going to be Captain America 3, and then like Avengers Age of Ultron. I think after that, he said that he's going to go away from acting and just do directing now. So that'll be a bit of a shame, but it would be cool to see what he directs. So I am giving Captain America, The Winter Soldier, a 9 out of 10 just from a few little problems I had with it, but I don't really have much bad thing to say about it, only that little thing that I've said, but it's still a really awesome film. Great action, choreographed really well, script is great, everyone does a great job. Everyone has their right amount of screen time, and it's just a really awesome film, and you should go and see it if you've enjoyed the other Marvel films. I feel that it is the best film in Phase 2 at the moment, better than Iron Man 3 and Thor the Dark World. I feel that it's the best one that we've had in Phase 3 that's leading up to Avengers. And, sorry, I've said this, I'm sorry, I'm not letting you speak, but here's one thing that Steve and I have said about before. I still don't understand people that walk out mid-credits, when the credits appeared, and you haven't, like, how have people not been watching the Marvel films and knowing, yep, there's a mid-credit scene now, and there's an end-credit scene. Definitely stay for the mid-credit scene, because it's awesome, and gets you excited for
whatever comes
next. Just like with Thor, got me excited for, and there's also, the end credit scene also gets you excited. The end of this will just have me really, really excited for Captain America 3, and I really can't wait to see that. So I'll let it go on to you, Steve. Okay. People are going to be like, Steve's just been sad again.
Yeah. Well, all in all, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10 as well. Even though it's not necessarily because you couldn't get enough of the Winter Soldier. I was relatively happy with that, and I remember you saying earlier that people behind us were moaning about the film not being realistic, and obviously it's a superhero movie; it shouldn't be realistic.
I can understand with these films having a little bit of realism.
Yeah.
Because some of the superheroes in here, like the Falcon is a guy that doesn't have superpowers. Black Widow is someone that doesn't have superpowers, and they are people that can just do things with the machinery that they have. And like Captain America though is someone that has been modified to be this person. And then people were like, "Oh, but wait a second, this thing should have done this, and that's not right. It could have switched off this," and it's just like, no,
Well,
yeah.
coming to my point from there.
Are you going to be like, it wasn't realistic enough
No.
now?
No, it's not about the realism. It was more about. Do you know when you watch a film and something is about to happen, but then suddenly I don't know.
Something else.
Something else just happens to come in between. Like, I don't know, somebody else just suddenly shows up. It can be something really positive, someone suddenly gets saved from something, or it can be something really negative. They're about to accomplish their goal, and then suddenly the bad guy comes. For me, it was just a bit too many of those scenes in this film. I know you disagreed with me there earlier. Because
he's moaning about something that I've already picked up on, but yeah, I can understand.
Just my initial impression.
I can understand. Yeah, because we don't always have to have the same opinion, Steve.
Yeah. Well, it's quite funny because in the end we give it the same score.
Give it the same score, but we both I have that problem with it, and you have a different problem with it, so we've pretty much still the same thing in a way. But yeah, Captain America, The Winter Soldier. If you've enjoyed all the Marvel films and you want to see one of the best films in Phase 2 at the moment, and get excited for Avengers: Age of Ultron and other stuff. Just go and see this now.
Right now.
Go out your door, see it right now. Believe it comes out in America on April 4th. I'm surprised again, we got the Thor: The Dark World earlier than America before. I don't know why we get these films earlier, but it's cool. It's all cool, and yeah. That's my review for today. I shall see you again very, very soon. As you can see, you'll be like, look what's happened here. Why are the shelves not here anymore? I'm moving house at the moment, and at the moment we're sat here. There's boxes over there, but yeah, there's going to be a new place tour on Friday, or maybe tomorrow, if I get stuff sorted out properly here. But that's all for today. Thank you very much. We shall see you all again very, very soon. Goodbye. I was trying to have it so we said it at the same time, but oh well. Yeah.